for the last time in this video, I actually wanted to discuss an entire time period. And I saved it for the end because it might not fit the criteria for some people, as this time period is prehistoric. And it's also pre-human. It's known as the Carboniferous period, and it took place from 539 million BC to 299 million BC. And while humans didn't exist during this time period, if you were to have been born in this time period, you would have been wishing you weren't. The Earth was much different hundreds of millions of years ago, with one of the most notable changes being the oxygen level being much higher than it is today. As of right now, the air we breathe is only roughly 21% oxygen, but during the Carboniferous period, the air was 35% oxygen, which sounds great until you remember that oxygen is actually highly flammable, which meant that during this time period where forests were rich and lush, massive forest fires took place and would rage uncontrollably, sometimes for months or years on end. But that's only the start to some of the Carboniferous shenanigans. Because sure, if you were to be born in this time period, the air alone would cause health issues and would likely cause oxygen toxicity over time, but potentially that's something you could acclimate to. Scientists let me know. But forest fires aside, you would have been faced with some of the most devastating and disgusting creatures of all time. Keep in mind, the Carboniferous period is far before the dinosaurs. So if there was no humans and no dinosaurs, what was roaming the earth? And the answer is insects and arthropods. And these creatures thrived in this oxygen-rich environment, which meant that they could grow to insane sizes. That's right, the Carboniferous period was essentially a time when the entire planet was overrun by huge bugs. There was giant dragonflies that had wingspans that were over 2 feet long. And there was over 3.5 foot long millipedes that would just be crawling around. And these are only 2 examples of some of the creatures that existed during this time. This time period is also known as the Golden Age of Sharks, which as a human means that it's definitely not the Golden Age for you, which is just another reason why this entire period of time would be horrible to be a human, or alive as a human for that matter. But in case the prosperity of sharks and giant bugs weren't enough to kind of creep you out, there was also mega arachne, because of course there was. And what that means is there was giant spiders. Spiders that got as big as a human head, which, I mean, I guess comparably to the size of the other animals I discussed isn't that big, but I mean, I don't want to touch any spider, let alone a spider the size of my head. Even though the Carboniferous period likely would have been extremely beautiful, with the rich oxygen causing lush rainforests and greenery to thrive globally, due to the residents of the earth at this time, you would have definitely not wanted to experience it every time the world almost ended.